So here we are again. Today we're going to work on tabouli, and this is a grain salad. It's cracked wheat, eaten largely in the Mediterranean, and this would go excellent with a turkey burger that we did in a previous episode. So if you combine grains with legumes, you've got a complete protein. This is the way that most ethnicities eat worldwide. It's only here in the United States that there's been a proliferation of high-fat, low-nutrient-dense, low-fiber proteins. So pay attention. We're going to make some tabouli. I think you guys are going to love this. And like I said, it'll go great with the turkey burger. Okay, so to begin our tabouli, this is very similar to the cooking process that we used for the couscous of previous episodes. You're steeping your grains. So I've got my grains in a fairly large bowl, and the reason being is because you want to give the water room to work and the steam room to work. So you can see here with this tabouli how big the grains are. The bigger the grain, the better it is. This is going to provide dietary fiber, which is going to keep you feeling fuller for longer, which is going to allow you to not want to snack. I know for me personally, when I start snacking, I don't always grab the healthiest thing for me. So by eating meals that satisfy you and make you feel sated for longer, you're actually, over the period of a day, you're actually able to reduce your calorie count because you're not snacking mid-meal or midday. So I've got my tabouli. I'm going to add boiling water, and you're going to add just enough water so that your grains are covered. And then shake it about so that all your grains are immersed. And while it's still hot, you're going to take a piece of plastic wrap and cover the bowl. Now it's the same process as with the couscous. The plastic is going to puff out, and then it's going to suck back in. When it sucks back in, it's done. I know some of my cooking methodology may seem a bit unorthodox, but I know that this way is consistent from coast to coast. I've cooked in California, I've cooked in Texas, and I've cooked here in New Mexico as well as New York. And at every altitude, things are different. Water boils at a lower temperature here because we have less oxygen here in Santa Fe. We're at 7,000 feet. At sea level, water boils at 212 degrees. Here it boils at 198, which is a fairly big difference. So I know that the water that I'm putting in here at 7,000 feet is cooler than the water that I would put in at sea level. So by using kind of an eyeball method, you get more consistent results no matter where you are. Okay, so our plastic is sucked in. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a little bit of liquid left here in the bowl, and we're still generating some heat. So if that's the case, you're going to want to let it go just a little bit more. It's okay that your grains have a little bit of a crunch. As a matter of fact, personally, I prefer it. To me, it just feels like I'm getting more out of it. And I like the mouthfeel. I don't like overcooked grains, the same as I don't like overcooked pasta or overcooked meat. I think not enough attention goes into the side dishes. I think too much attention here, especially in the States, goes towards the center of the plate, which is your primary protein. Well, if your primary protein isn't necessarily an animal product, you've got to take care and intention with everything else. And I think my argument as a chef is, what part of the plate are you not paying for? So in my mind, your starch and your vegetables or your grain needs to be just as well seasoned and just as well thought out as the center of the plate. Stop. Okay, so now we're going to season our tabouli. Our grains have absorbed about 99% of the water. They're nice and fluffy. They still have a bit of a crunch to them, or a mouthfeel, which is what you want. We are going to start with feta. And you'll notice I'm carefully measuring the ingredients. Orange bell peppers. And if you'll notice, there's quite a bit of color here. Again, the more color you eat, the better it is for you. I shoot for 7 colors a day, myself. If you eat a bowl of cereal with milk and a banana, you get the brown of the cereal, the white of the milk, and the yellow of the banana. You've just knocked out 3 colors. We've got some diced tomatoes. And you can go ahead and include that tomato juice in there, the tomato water. Chopped cilantro. Chopped parsley. Now with tabouli, I like to use the fresh herbs because you're not going to cook it anymore. We've got some finely chopped red bell pepper. And here we've got our Kalamata olives. And I would not include the brine in that. So for our seasoning, we're going to use olive oil. And for this, you can use an extra virgin olive oil. You really do want that olivey flavor. We've got fresh squeezed lemon juice. We've got kosher salt. Don't salt it too much because your feta is salty and so are your olives. And the acid that you use will oftentimes hit your tongue the same way that salt will. But generally speaking, when you're cooking for yourself, if you're finding yourself missing a flavor, generally it's going to be salt or acid. We've got our fresh cracked pepper. Now I like a lot of pepper. We're going to mix this together. Now if you make this in advance and you make kind of a large recipe, pack it in your lunch. Again, this is the kind of food that's going to make you feel full longer, which means you're not going to want to snack later on stuff that may not be healthy for you, and you'll certainly want to avoid the drive-thru on the way home. So I hope you enjoy.